Whether you're a student, job seeker, office employee, or business owner, Microsoft Excel is one of the most valuable skills you can learn. In this complete course, we'll start from the absolute basics and gradually build your Excel skills step by step. In today's lesson, you'll become familiar with the Excel interface, the foundation for everything you'll learn next. Let's begin.
Here's our agenda for today. First, starting your Excel journey. Then, navigating the worksheet, mastering cell selection, printing and fixing mistakes, and finally, rescuing lost files.
All right, Section 1, starting your Excel journey.
Before we even type a single number, let's get a helpful bird's-eye view of the primary workspace. Notice the ribbon up at the top? That is your command center for absolutely everything, from formatting to formulas. Then, look over to the left to find the name box, which tells you exactly where you are. And right in the middle of it all, highlighted with that thick border, is your active cell. This is where the magic happens. It's literally where your data lives.
Now, when you're ready to start working, pressing Ctrl+N on your keyboard is a fantastic superpower to instantly open a blank workbook. But let's look at the simple steps to leverage something even more powerful, Excel's pre-built templates. By just clicking the File tab, selecting New, typing in a keyword, and hitting Create, you can completely bypass that intimidating blank page.
For instance, simply searching for a word like budget or invoice brings up these beautifully formatted layouts, and they are completely ready for your data. Using a template saves you from starting from scratch and gives your work a really nice professional polish right out of the gate.
And hey, remember, Excel isn't just for spreadsheets that you create yourself. Look at the surprisingly diverse file formats you can import. You can open standard Excel workbooks, sure, but you can also open comma-separated text files, which are absolute lifesavers for exporting and importing data across different systems and even web pages.
Moving right along to Section 2, navigating the worksheet.
So the really crucial point here is that you don't always have to look at your data the exact same way. You can easily switch your visual perspective using the View tab on the ribbon. Normal View is your daily driver for editing, but if you're getting ready to print, the Page Break Preview shows you exactly where your data will get cut off. Page Layout View is perfect for tweaking headers, and if you're dealing with tiny data, that Zoom slider at the bottom right allows you to adjust the magnification effortlessly. But what if you need to travel far? I mean, an Excel worksheet can theoretically span over 1 million rows. If you're navigating a massive spreadsheet, the name box we talked about earlier is your absolute best friend. Instead of scrolling forever, just click the name box, type a specific cell reference, like D4, and hit Enter to jump there instantly. To speed your workflow up even further, you've got to lean heavily on your keyboard. Using the arrow keys lets you move one cell at a time. Hitting Enter drops you down a row. And here's a great shortcut. Press Ctrl+G to pop open the Go To dialog box. Using these shortcuts lets you zip around your worksheet like an absolute pro without constantly reaching for the mouse.
Okay, Section 3, mastering cell selection. The basics are pretty intuitive, right? Just click a cell to select it. But to go faster, you can use your mouse to click and drag across the row or column headings at the edges of the sheet to select everything in that path. Alternatively, click your first cell, hold down the Shift key, and use your arrow keys to quickly highlight large adjacent ranges of data.
Now here is an incredible pro tip that actually trips a lot of people up. What if you want to format 2 different cells that aren't next to each other? Just hold down the Control key while you click. This lets you select multiple, non-adjacent cells or completely independent ranges simultaneously. It is a massive time saver for formatting.
And for your first true software superpower, if you ever need to apply a change to absolutely everything, simply press Ctrl+A. With a single, satisfying keystroke, you select the entire active worksheet. Bam! Done.
Next up, Section 4, printing and fixing mistakes. When you hit File, then Print, you enter a one-stop shop for outputting your work. It lets you see exactly how your data will look on the page before you waste a single drop of ink. From there, you can specify the number of copies, toggle between portrait or landscape orientation, adjust your page margins, or, my personal favorite, cleverly scale the printout down to force all your columns to fit onto a single piece of paper.
Now, what happens when you accidentally delete a crucial formula? First off, don't panic. Ctrl+Z is your undo command. It reverses your last action. And remarkably, Excel remembers up to your last 100 actions. But what if you undo too much? Well, that's where redo comes in. Press Ctrl+Y and it acts as the exact opposite, reapplying an action you just accidentally undid. And I have to share this bonus secret weapon to save you from repetitive clicking. Let's say you just highlighted a cell in bright yellow, And you need to do that exact same thing to 10 other random cells. Simply click the new cell and press the F4 key. F4 magically repeats your very last command. Seriously, once you start using this, you won't be able to live without it.
Finally, Section 5, Rescuing Lost Files. I want you to think for a second. Have you ever experienced the universal stomach-dropping panic of accidentally closing a workbook without hitting save? Or maybe you've dealt with a sudden power outage or program crash right in the middle of a super complex calculation. We've all been there, and it is the worst. Thankfully, Excel acts as an automatic lifesaver. If the program crashes, simply restart Microsoft Excel. The document recovery pane will automatically pop up right on the left side of your screen. In 3 simple steps, you just click Recover Unsaved Workbooks, browse the list of files it found, and select your workbook to restore your hard work. Crisis averted. You can actively make this lifesaver even more reliable too. By default, Excel auto-saves your progress every 10 minutes. But if you click File, then Options, and go to Save, you can lower that auto-recover interval down to just 5 minutes. Highly recommend doing that.
It's always worth remembering this simple fact. Excel periodically saves a copy of your file. It is incredibly reassuring to know that this software acts as a safety net. It diligently works in the background, continuously saving your progress, so you can put your full focus on the task at hand without any of the anxiety. We've covered a ton of ground today. Now that you've mastered the core interface, zipped around using navigation shortcuts, unlocked the magic of cell selection, and learned how to recover your files from the brink of disaster, consider this. How much time, and more importantly, how much stress will these newfound superpowers save you in your daily work? Go open a blank workbook, try out these shortcuts, and let the software do the heavy lifting for you.